Hello guys, this is Kazumi Lover, and so I just wanted to make a video kind of addressing a little rundown of certain buffs and certain nerfs that Lily has gotten inside her brand new, that she's going to be getting inside the patch that's going to be coming out this Thursday. So in this video, what I'm going to do, I'm basically going to show you the moves that she has now, and I'm basically going to explain to them how they're changed. I have the patch notes, so if you're interested in seeing how Lily's going to be able to, how Lily's going to change and what's going to be new about certain attacks, feel free to stay tuned and watch this video. So one of the first noteworthy buffs that I've seen inside the patch is that Lily's Rage Drive is going to be changed. This is her current Rage Drive at the moment, just so you know. But the reason why most people don't like it is because they say inside Tekken 7 that Lily's Rage Drive isn't all that good, and to be honest, it isn't. Besides the fact that it's a high, and besides the fact that it gives you advantage if it's blocked against, it really doesn't have a lot going for it, and it tracks, and I think it's a homing attack, so that's pretty much the only good things that it has going for it. In the patch, the brand new input is going to be down forward plus square circle, I think, so the input's going to be weirder, but from what I'm reading on the patch, the damage has changed from 1426 to 1020, so it's going to be weaker, and the startup for the first attack was changed to from 24 frames to 22 frames, so it's 2 frames faster. And apparently the opponent's reaction on the first hit's going to be changed, and it has a jumping status on the first attack, and it's changed from a starting 12 frame to 9 frames, and the first attack has increased homing. But I read on Twitter, Kane says that the first attack, from what I recall, if I remember correctly, he says that the first attack doesn't necessarily have like homing, but it has better tracking, so that's basically what I'm going off from what I've seen on Twitter. I'm not sure what the attack is going to look like or how it's going to really be changed, but hopefully in the patch it'll be something good. The next major buff that I've seen is her brand new one pertaining to Free 2. The attack, just so you know, this is the attack. So inside the brand new Season 2 patch, she'll finally be able to go into her Wave Dash or her Dew Glide from it. So it's basically going to be like moves like... And I think this will help her because it'll add up a bit more to her mix-up game because she'll have brand new follow-ups to go from it, and I think it'll be able to help her combo output. I don't think that it'll really change how some of her combos are structured because she already has pretty much her go-to max damage combo go-tos, and when I was doing the move in practice mode and I was trying to see what it would change and stuff, it doesn't appear to really do that much damage in comparison to, say, like 4. So I think it'll basically help her be a bit more mix-up oriented because the only way she could finish off the combo is basically like this. And it can be ducked, and it's safe, and it has pretty decent distance, but it can be ducked. And people like Nina Williams and other characters, they can easily parry and reverse it. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good change in the long run as well. The next buff that they did is for Mars Sword, which is this attack. This attack is 13 frames, but in the new patch it's going to be 1 frame faster, so it's basically going to be 12 frames like her Broken Heart attack right here. I think that's going to help her too because that means she's now going to have a high and a mid punisher, and it'll help her punish attacks that normally this attack wouldn't be able to, because this attack is a good punisher, but it doesn't really have the best distance, and this one kind of has longer reach. The trade-off, however, to the first high attack being 12 frames, however, is that if you finish the string or if the opponent blocks it, it's going to be unsafer now. Originally, it was -12 on blocks, so you could get away with probably finishing the string and people probably wouldn't punish you, but it's -15, so now you can be punished a lot more harshly. So basically, you can't just basically be mashing for the hell of it anymore. You're going to have to basically use it as a good whip punisher, and you're going to have to make sure it's guaranteed or you can be punished. The next attack that they changed is her Garland Kick combo, which is this attack. But from what I'm reading on the patch, basically they only really changed the opponent's reaction when the hit is basically done to them while they're on the ground. This is how it looks currently now. So I don't really know how that's going to change. It'll probably give you a bit more advantage, but we'll have to see when the final patch comes out. The next attack that they changed is Lily's back with the Spinning Edge attack, which is this attack. They haven't really changed much, but apparently the opponent's going to be closer when the second attack is blocked. I don't know how that's going to really affect anything, but hopefully it'll mean that that'll be a bit more of an advantage towards her, but we'll have to see. It could be a nerf, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment. The next attack that they changed is Heavy Language, which is this attack. This attack is basically, I consider it kind of like her low poke. So I'm not sure how that'll change it either, but maybe her being closer towards the opponent will probably help her, because if you do it at certain ranges like this, you're not really close and you can't really get that much in. But since you're going to be closer now, I'm pretty sure it'll allow for certain things to hit at max range that typically wouldn't work in the long run. The next attack that I saw that they changed in the pack is Lily's Twist of Fate, which is this attack right here. This attack I know is probably one of her underutilized moves because many people don't just really use it. It's basically a high attack that can avoid highs, but you have to pretty much be on point when you use it because that's pretty much all it avoids. It's a standing high crush, so it helps avoid highs, but other than that, it's not really threatening. At the moment, it only does 20 damage, but inside the patch, it's going to get a damage buff to 25. So I imagine that pretty much on counter hit is going to hurt your health bar. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that in action. I'm really looking forward to seeing if anything else has been done to it. I personally think they should have made it a little bit more lenient so that way you'll have a better chance of getting a high crush, because sometimes it's a bit difficult to high crush consistently unless the opponent does like one attack in succession, but maybe we'll just have to see when it comes out as well. The next attack that they changed is Freesia Fresh, which is this move right here. The patch hasn't really changed it much, but apparently it'll basically make the opponent closer on block. I don't know if that's going to basically hurt Lily, and I don't know if it's going to help her, but chances are it'll probably make that'll probably make following up from the attack a lot easier, especially at max range, like right here. So we'll just have to see when the patch comes out. This attack right here, I believe it's a nerf. They nerfed her Alicia, so now for Alicia, as from these patch notes, her timing during Dew Glide that she can perform any other follow-ups will basically be 3 frames slower, so she won't be able to do the Dew Glide as fast anymore like this. So it's probably going to be slowed down. I don't think that's going to hurt her, but Kane says that he doesn't really use it anyway, so I'm not really sure it's going to be much of a game changer. But it'll probably hurt her combo-wise if the attack is not going to be able to come out consistently enough. So if you do like a combo like that, and if you decide that you want to do that, it'll probably be a little bit harder to connect, but we'll have to see in the final patch too. The next thing they changed is the Rabbit's Foot attack follow-up from Lily's Feisty Rabbit, which is basically this attack right here. Basically, the only thing they changed about it is that it's now going to only be -15 on block instead of -17 frames on block. So it's slightly safer, but you can still kind of be punished for it. So I don't really see the purpose of changing that. Another thing they changed is that the opponent's going to be closer on block. I don't know how that's going to affect her, but I think that's kind of a nerf unless she's going to be able to escape anything, because the opponent's still going to be able to punish you if they block it. So we'll just have to see in the long run if that's going to help her, but I honestly don't really care about that move anyway. It's not really a move I go to use. It's not really a move I would use, honestly. The next attack that they changed is Moonsault. Moonsault is this attack right here. It's a slow jumping attack that avoids lows, but it's possibly one of her best launchers in the game, but it's kind of unsafe. The only real things that they buffed about this attack is that right now it does 25 damage points, but it'll be 1 damage point stronger than it was before. And apparently the opponent's reaction on a mid-air hit will be changed, so this is how it looks right now. Or like, I don't know how the reaction is going to be changed, but hopefully it provides her a bit more advantage, because if you can actually follow up with more attacks than what you're basically given, it'll probably help it, because it's not really much of an attack that I don't see a lot of Lily players using, honestly. The next attack that they buffed is Lily's Sunflower Lance, which is this attack right here. Based from what I'm reading, the damage has been weakened, so it's not going to do 18 damage points anymore. It's going to be weaker at 12 damage points, which I think it's okay if it's going to be faster. The startup has changed, so it's not going to be 28 frames anymore, so it's not going to be this slow. It's now 25 frames, so it'll be a lot faster. And the jump status startup will be changed to 9 frames instead of 12, so that means she'll be considered jumping a lot sooner. So that means you'll be able to crush a lot. You'll be able to crush a lot more low attacks a lot easier now, because it'll come out more closer to instant. Now when you end the string, this attack right here, this final attack will cause a wall bounce on hit. I can't really see you using it that much unless you void a low initially, or unless you're just good at spacing out your opponent and you're near a wall, but I think it's going to be a pretty decent buff. At the moment, I'm not sure if Lily has any other wall bounces. I personally would have used Lily's, I probably would have used Lily's Dendrobium as a wall bounce, but apparently I don't think that's going to be one. I think all characters at the moment only have one attack that has wall bounce properties, so we'll just have to see how it factors. You're not going to really be able to chain it into any combo, so like you can't do and think that because it doesn't work that way. So I think as long as you're really good at reading your opponent and knowing that they're going to throw out a low attack and you can avoid it, I think you'll be pretty set when you use this move in the next season, in the next balance patch. The next attack that they buffed is Lily's Nocturne attack, which is a new Tekken 7 attack. This is how it looks. Wait, no, sorry. So the startup is changed to 14 frames from 16 frames, so it's 2 frames faster. And now if you finish the string, let me show you 1 second. The attack is safe on block now, but it's now going to be a negative 11 frames on block, so it's now unsafer. And you'll now get plus 5 frame advantage on hit rather than 2 frame advantage on hit. Although that's kind of a nerf, the attack now chains, so I'm pretty sure that basically means that if the first attack hits, even on normal hit, it'll change, so the opponent won't be able to block the second hit. So I'm pretty mad about that. I don't know if it'll help Lily, but we'll just have to see in the long run. When I read on Twitter, Kane basically said that's really definitely a nerf, even if it is faster than normal, and now it chains. So it'll be interesting to see how that move plays out. The next attack buff is that her attack called Cloison, I think it's called, this attack right here. The first attack is going to be changed to a homing attack. So that first auto kick, since it's a 2-on-1, that attack will track. So that basically gives her another homing attack option that she can basically use from her stance. And I think that'll help her because since her other attack, Nocturne, is now going to be unsafe on block, this one's actually safe on block, and if I recall correctly, it grants her frame advantage. The only disadvantage, however, is that it's a high, so it can be ducked, but I think overall it will be a lot more of a versatile move than it was before. The next attack that they changed is Lily's Sullen Daisy, which is basically this move right here. Apparently the opponent's going to be close on block. Lily is pretty much at a disadvantage if she does finish the string, so I think that's going to be a nerf. So I don't think you'll really be even seeing that move much anyway, so that's just the gist on that move. The next attack that they changed is Lily's Honeysuckle attack, which is this attack right here. It says that the opponent's reaction when hit while down was going to be changed. I don't know how that's going to be changed, but hopefully that means that she'll have like something different should happen. I don't know if she'll have a combo opportunity or something off of it, but hopefully it'll be a buff because I honestly think the current hit anyway is pretty boring. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll change that in the final patch. The next attack that they changed is Lily's Slashing Vine, which is this attack right here. Basically, the only real changes that they made is now it's safe. So instead of being negative 12 frames on block, negative 12 frames on block, now it's now negative 9 on block. So I think that'll definitely help her. And the opponent's reaction on hit and the opponent's reaction when they're hit on the ground has also been changed. I'm kind of hoping that means that it'll basically be like how it was back in Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection and Tekken 6, because in those games, if Lily hit with the attack, it will launch the opponent. I'm not sure they're going to buff it up to that way because it seems ridiculous that they would give you launching properties off of that and then they will make it safe, but we'll just have to see because it is one of my favorite attacks. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the long run. Finally, the last buff that's possibly my favorite buff out of all of them is that Lily can now, when Lily does her Do Glide stance, which is this right here, she'll now be able to do this attack if she does just, instead of doing this now, she'll be able to do this. I think that'll definitely help her because even though you can't use it from attacks like this, or even though you can't use it from those Do Glide transitions, this will basically mean that when she does Do Glide by herself, she'll basically have a good low, she'll have a low follow-up. So that'll make overall, when she's approaching the opponent, that'll make her game a lot scarier. So I'm really happy about that change, and I personally think that's possibly one of her better changes because Horizon Slide already does have pretty decent reach, and I think it'll even have better reach when you're able to slide and you're automatically able to transition into that. So that's definitely one of my favorite changes. But overall, that's pretty much all of the major changes that that Lily's received inside this 2.0 season patch, and I'm really looking forward and I'm excited, and I hope you're excited too. So I really hope that I'm really hoping in season 2 that Lily will be a lot more of a viable character, because I'm honestly just tired of hearing people say that Lily's not good or that she's one of the worst characters in the game. I honestly think Lily's a lot better than what people give her credit for. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got informed, and I'm hoping you're excited to play Lily inside her season 2 state as well. Goodbye.